Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lii Borossy. If you are new here, I'm a first-time mom. I'm 28 years old. I'm originally from Sweden and I moved to Spain 3.5 years ago. And here I met the love of my life, and we now have a baby girl who is our rainbow baby, and her name is Natalie. She is 14 months old, and this video is a really exciting one because it's a collaboration with a fellow mama here on YouTube. Her name is Diana and she's making similar content as I am doing. She's vlogging her life and she has a baby boy. His name is Alex. He is of similar age as Natalie, a little bit younger. If you like my type of videos, I'm sure that you will like hers too. So today's topic is actually how we feel about our bodies postpartum and 5 things that has changed about our bodies after becoming a mother. Nothing is gonna be exactly the same as it was. Of course, we can lose most of the weight and we can get back in shape if we feel like we want or we need it. But something that I want to touch on really strongly is that for me, for example, I appreciate my body so much more now after having a baby, and I can see the sacrifice that my body made to create a life and to bring a person into the world. And I'm just so much more grateful for my body now, and I don't know why, but I see it more beautiful now than before, even if it has more defects, if you know what I mean. And I haven't seen Diana's video yet when I'm filming this, and I'm really curious to hear her point of view of things. I mean, for her, for example, her birth experience was quite different than mine. She had a C-section and I had a vaginal birth, so our take on this topic is gonna be quite different. So when you go and watch her video, leave her a comment down that you come from my channel so that she knows that I send you, and also give the video a thumbs up to give us some support. And also you can share it with your friends, that would be nice too, so we can reach more people. But first, let me tell you a couple of changes that has happened. The biggest change, I have to say, is my stomach area. I used to be quite fit before being pregnant. I used to work out between 5 and 7 days a week. It was my biggest hobby. I loved to work out. I loved to go to the gym. And so let's just say that my body was very fit. Let's put it that way. And I know that I was very unconscious or subconscious. I don't know how to say that. I didn't feel as confident in my body as I wish I would have done. Now, looking back at pictures and that kind of a thing. I loved being pregnant. I loved watching my belly grow. And it took a while. It took me about 6 months really before you could start to see that it was a real bump there. And I think it was not before like the 3rd trimester I started putting on real weight. And I got this tightening in my skin quite early, but nothing major, and I didn't have stretch marks until in the end of the pregnancy. They appeared in the 3rd trimester, and boy did they come. I was not prepared for how many stretch marks I would get, and that's my first change. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Let me just turn up the volume. So my first change that I didn't expect was the stretch marks. I knew that they could happen, but I didn't expect them to be so severe. They mainly appeared on my stomach and on my hips. I have some of on my thighs as well, like on my inner part of the thigh. Nobody can see that, but and I remember feeling them happen, and that was not nice. It got really hot and it burns, and I'm sorry, I don't want to scare anyone, but that was just my experience, that it was very painfully when the stretch marks happened. And I put lotion and I did all of that, and I did all the things that you should to prevent getting stretch marks. I think it's genetics for some people. So stretch marks I'm still dealing with. Of course, that's not gonna disappear, but they fade. And they drastically fade. In the beginning, when I just had given birth, they were super red, super angry, as I want to call them, and now they are like more toned down. They are there, they are visible, you can not help but see them, but they are not screaming red like this. So I have learned to accept my tiger stripes. I don't mind them. The thing that I have problems struggling to accept is my second point, and that is loose skin. And they also say that loose skin will eventually go back. I don't think it's gonna go back 100%. It has gone back quite a bit, but not as much as I would have liked. I think there are still things I can do to improve it. For example, drink more water and do more cardio is the two things that I have heard recommended to me the most. And that's the only thing I feel bad about my body for, is the loose skin. You can hear Natalie, but she's with her daddy, so it's okay. Next point, I would say, obviously the boobs change. With or with not breastfeeding, they will change a bit. For me, I have enhancements. If you didn't know that, I got them done when I was about 18, and my biggest concern was if I would be able to breastfeed as normal with not having enhancements, and I can tell you that it has worked perfectly. I have no issues with that. The only thing is that they were very heavy when they were full, really full with milk, but my body accustomed, and now we are down to not nursing so much. We nurse a little, but more for comfort than for food. And I have to say that yes, they have changed their shape a bit, not so extremely as I thought they would, and I'm happy about that. I can also tell you that one change that they tell you but they don't tell you is like, you will have breast changes, or your breast will change when it's time to breastfeed and when you're gonna have your baby. The color is gonna change, they're gonna get darker, the nipple area, I'm talking about that, blah 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 blah. Okay, but I was not prepared on how much a color change would be. I'm quite fair skin and I'm accustomed to have a certain color on my boobs, and when the pregnancy was finishing, I can tell you that the color was drastically darker, and that was something that shocked me. And I remember saying, am I gonna look like this always? Because I didn't like too much to change and I didn't feel like myself. And I can tell you now, when Natalie is 14 months old and we are not nursing as much as before, my normal color is more or less back. The last thing that I want to touch base on is something more related to here. I feel like my mental state and my how I'm feeling about myself and certain things has changed a lot after having Natalie, and I think it has to do with hormones as well. I feel like my mental health is a lot better. I used to deal quite a lot with depression and anxiety and that kind of things. I still do sometimes, but it's not as severe. And I think for me, because I'm so appreciative of what my body has accomplished, that I feel more kind to my body, if you know what I mean. And being more kind to myself and feeling more relaxed makes me also able to enjoy more and to feel more pleasure naturally as well. So that's a very good change, I have to say. So yeah, that's the change part of this video. And I also want to say to all of you mamas out there that are feeling stressed about your postpartum bodies because of the image that we see on social media and all the pressure that we are feeling, please try not feel that pressure as much as many of us do. If you feel like every time you go on Instagram there are pictures related to this topic and you feel stressed, delete that account or stop following that people for some time if it makes you feel bad. It's not worth it. If you want to have more positive energy and more positive feelings about yourself, go follow similar mamas as yourself. People are motivating each other more now, and I don't say that you have to have a perfect body to be happy with yourself. Not at all. I mean, I love my body so much more now, and it's not near as good as it was when I was not pregnant. I have nothing to complain about, even if many people are very nice. When I post pictures on my Instagram, for example, I will have it here, Lii Borossy. I share pictures of myself, full body or just face or whatever, and people are always commenting so nice things like, oh, you're so pretty, or I love your body, or you have a nice butt, or blah blah blah. And to be honest, first of all, thank you so much. It makes me feel very grateful, and yeah, compliments are always very nice, of course. But even with that comment, sometimes I feel insecure. But it has nothing to do with how my body looks. It's something up here. And like I said, after giving birth and after pregnancy and all of that, I'm now more confident in myself than I was before. And I want to say thank you for all your lovely comments and all your compliments and all of that. But I want to take a moment to say that if you are not feeling good in yourself, maybe not post that pictures, or maybe not give people a chance to comment on your looks, because if somebody comments something that you don't feel good about, that could be damaging. And if you're not strong enough to resist that comments, I would not take the risk, not until we are mentally strong enough or prepared for what could come. I'm a person that shares a lot. I share a lot on social media because it's something I like to do. I want to share my story and I want to inspire people. But with that comes a responsibility, and with that comes a risk of people saying negative things about you. And so far, knock on wood, nobody has been mean. But I mean, I have received weird comments and I have received weird messages, but I just delete that. I don't pay attention to it. I don't let that affect me. If it would have been before, I would have paid attention only to that. So that's a very big change, and I'm very grateful for that. Now, before I stop rambling in this video, I want to say thank you for watching. I want you to go on over to Diana's channel, tell her that I sent you, subscribe to both our channels, give the video a thumbs up, and also follow us on Instagram as well. And next time I think I will be posting a labor and delivery story or something related to that. If that's something you want to see, don't forget to hit the bell notification as well to get notified when I post a new video. And I will see you guys in my next one. Take care. Bye.